Welcome back to more Metroid Fusion. We have just obtained power bombs. And now, Mr. Computer Atom will tell us where to go next. Samus, return to your ship. I have important information. I'm not sure why he's saying to go to the ship specifically. I guess let's just not argue. I mean, this shouldn't be too bad. It's just through here, and then we're at the ship. I mean, it is a little bit of a walk, but shouldn't be anything too bad. But I wonder what could be so important that he's specifically saying to go to the ship. The elevator just shut down. We're stranded. There's no jumping up the shaft. However, there is an escape route through here. Something is going on. I'm not sure what it is. But something is not good. But now we find ourselves on the other side of the Sub-Zero containment in the chamber with the frozen Ridley that we saw before. We approach it. Its eye opens. An X-Core flies out of it and it just collapses. Something tells me we'll be fighting that sometime. Perhaps very soon. Perhaps not for a while. But before moving on, let's drop a power bomb here. And reveal that there is, in fact, a secret path. And at the end of the secret path is a power bomb tank. But for now... Ooh. Be careful of these guys. If you touch that little spit of theirs, it does a lot. Now, these are speed blocks. However, you do not need to use the speed blocks to get through here. These are power bomb blocks. And blowing them open actually reveals a missile tank. But now we're back to the docking bays. I'm gonna blow these open right now. And we head back here. And here's our ship. The main silo of the reactor core has gone offline. That's why all elevators and station systems are down. Elevators and hatches won't work. This doesn't bode well. If you can get to this point, you may be able to start the auxiliary power system. Then we can figure out why the main silo went offline. Is your objective clear? By the way, I asked you to return here to tell you some strange creatures have boarded your ship. It all makes sense now. We were asked to come here because of these guys. I confirmed that they were not ex-hosts and gave them a berth. Do you know anything about these strange creatures? Were they the source of the healthy bioscience earlier? Very well then. Their presence in the midst of this disaster must have some significance. I'll keep them here. So we know that the animals are now safe. They escaped to the ship. I'm going to save again because if you were to die here, which is very possible, I would have to read that mission objective again. But if you save again, you won't have to listen to it again. If that I said again a lot there. Anyway, the animals are safe. They have in fact run to the ship. And see this here. That's a new enemy. And these cocoon things seem to have hatched. Remember those worms in Sector 2, the ones that hardened? Well, now we're in the central reactor core, and we see that, in fact, there are a lot of vines here. And heading through here, we've got space pirates. Why there are space pirates here, I do not know. Ow! There we go. Anyway, there's an energy tank free for the taking. Go ahead and grab that one. It's right there, so passing it up wouldn't be a good idea. Whoa! I'm gonna drop a power bomb. There we go. All that does... Destroying some of these space pirates will make their X fly into another pirate. Like this one. Anyway, through here, after shooting those little pieces of wall out, there's a missile tank. There we go. And... Power bombs really just speed you through there. Because it blows open more parts. Otherwise, you just have to shoot them. Whoop! And there's a boss door. You know what that means. Uh-oh. And there's fire! Okay. This boss can be nightmare fuel. It is, in fact, a spider. Okay. Now, it will not be able to touch you if you stand around this spot right here. But once it opens its mouth, that's your cue to pump missiles into it. I'm also running into the fire like an idiot. Right about here should be a good lineup. Come on. Come on, buddy. Oh, I wasn't over far enough. Now I am. Okay. Now, when he opens his mouth, that's when he's vulnerable. That's when you pump the missiles into him. But then at this point, he blows off his legs. Missiles can be used here, but I personally do not recommend them because you see, he's spitting out those little things. And if you shoot a missile and you hit one of them, you won't be able to damage him unless you fire another missile. Which, his movements are just unpredictable enough to where you might not be able to really get him. But that's the end of it. Now to get this, the core. Beautiful. Nice. I've done enough speedruns of this game to where I know the timing for that. Space jump ability recovered. Somersault continually in air. We've got it. We've got basically the ability to fly. And lots going to open up to us now. And here's the auxiliary power system station. Auxiliary power engaged. As a side note, there are various points where your objective will change. Like, I believe at one point it will say, like, elevators aren't optional, engage auxiliary power. But then when I pulled it up there, it said space jump absorbed, but to find the auxiliary power station. But now, auxiliary power engaged, prior outage cause unknown. That's just little flavor text or a reminder just in case you forgot what you were doing. Anyway. Save rooms and recharge rooms are now back online, but with only auxiliary power, no elevators or hatches will work. Without the main silo online, we're still stuck. I believe the source of the problem is the vegetation you saw earlier choking the reactor core components. Is your objective clear? We'll have to find the source of those roots to proceed. So we were not given a target. From here on out, you will not get a target. when you... what am I trying to say? You will not have a target when you get your objective. You'll have to find it on your own. In most cases, it's pretty straightforward as to where you end up needing to go. But anyway, you hear those... Anyway, there's those... The key hunters are here. And they are dangerous. If the flying one hits you with its stinger, you do lose over a full tank of energy. Speaking of dangerous and losing over a full tank of energy, it's time to run. It is really time to run. Time to get away from this guy. Oh, no, I didn't get it. Alright. Now, as a side note, just don't do anything stupid. If you set off a power bomb, he will get mad. And just run and run and run in that room, and you'll basically be trapped. But what I was trying to do was actually missile this block here. Because if I missiled that, I could have gotten in here and dropped a power bomb, which would have destroyed all these, so I could have just ran ahead. I didn't do that, so I had to take the alternate escape route. And more key hunters. We're back in Sector 2, if you didn't notice before. But we're in areas that we haven't been to before, that we couldn't access. So I said this door we couldn't do anything in, which we actually can't do anything in that room because all the doors are locked because they're offline. But that's because we couldn't jump up here. But now with the space jump we can. There's a power bomb tank. And here is a save room. This would be a good time to save. Because we're at a point in the game where things are actually dangerous. And not just because the enemies are doing a lot more damage. But we've got a lot of boss fights coming up, as evidenced by this door. We head down here and we see what looks like a Chozo statue. Just missile the hell out of this thing. Eventually, it will drop its... Eventually, it will lose its... Eventually, it will lose its head and start firing beams. Also, you notice those little flowers at the top that were shooting spores or whatever got destroyed when the head fell off. Which all that did was make the Samus Eater shoot spores below. And it is very possible to fall on those as well. But we are getting another beam. It's this. It's the plasma beam. Beam now pierces enemies. So what this means is, if you shoot an enemy with the plasma beam, it'll fly through the enemy, damaging the enemy every frame it's within the enemy, as well as going through it and able to hit other enemies behind it. The plasma beam is amazing. Plasma beam has an amazing power, especially when charged up. Like, if you thought you were getting stronger when you got the wide beam, you have not seen anything yet. This plasma beam blows that out of the water. Also, through here is a recharge room. And through here, well, this is an energy tank, once I get to it. Here, and right up here. We've started our second row of energy tanks. That feeling is always a good one. Once you get that second row of energy tanks, you feel like you've done it. Well, that wasn't a good idea. Oh, this is power. Right. Next up, now's when I want to get this. I could have gotten this earlier, like when we came here the first time, but it's just faster to open it when you get power bombs. Next up, let's just head through here and head out of the sector. Save complete. What? You've restored plasma beam functionality? Most unexpected. Even so, continue to avoid the SAX. It, too, may be stronger. And you still lack a few abilities crucial to survival. Wait a second. More trouble. Hold on. I've isolated the cause. There's been an explosion in the ARC data room. Samus, go to Sector 5. The damage is staggering. Find out what's causing it. Sector 5 we have been to the most so far. And now we're going back there again. What could be going on there? This is concerning. The first time we were at Sector 5, there was an emergency in Sector 3 right afterwards. The second time we were there, the SAX showed up. And now there's an explosion in the data room. What is going on here? Computer Adam, I'm here. What's going on? It's gotten worse. The damage seems to have been caused by a creature kept here by the researchers who named it the Nightmare. Apparently, it was a biomechanical organism designed for military applications. It possesses uncommon power and can manipulate gravity. We must assume that it's become an ex-host. We have no choice. You must find it and defeat it. I can't confirm the location. This thing is out of control. Hurry before it destroys the entire station. There's no timer on this, but things are really dire. And next time, we'll find this nightmare and put a stop to it, whatever it's trying to do. I'll see you then.